Hello, sunshine. Welcome to Be Visible with Veronica, the podcast where bold conversations and soul-aligned strategy help you awaken your most powerful self. I'm your host, Veronica Bond. Get ready to stop dimming your light, own your magic, and finally be so visible you can't be ignored. Let's get visible. Hello, sunshine. Welcome back to Be Visible with Veronica. Last week's episode with Beth Brantley Daniels was such an inspiring story and really focused on how you know when you're an entrepreneur. She started at a young age and then created a legacy business with only $7 in her pocket. I suggest you go back and take a listen and leave a comment. What was your favorite part? Today's episode is a welcoming journey into the conversation of entrepreneurial self-care, especially for women. I couldn't think of a better way to start off this month with a conversation around taking care of your tatas. So we have today Ashley Plum, the CEO of Check for a Lump. Ashley, welcome.
Hi, Veronica. Thank you so much for having me today.
I'm glad it worked out because we've been having a conversation to invite you into this into the studio for a few months now. But oh my gosh, everything always works out perfectly, doesn't it?
It does. It's like, oh, there was one thing, like one of us was available, but the other one wasn't. And then it finally all just like kind of came together. And it's a perfect time to talk about, continuing that self-care talk from, the beginning of the year and getting into the second month of the year and continuing that self-care.
I agree. And I think, and what I found in all these conversations is there's a through line with women in health. Mm-hmm. And many businesses started because there was a challenge that the founder was going through. Mm-hmm. And often it was a health challenge. Mm-hmm. And they have, or somebody in their family, and they came up with an idea or a concept, or they were burnt out at corporate, or something occurred that really set them on this new trajectory. Mm-hmm. And I ruptured my Achilles in 2019 when I started my first company called Side Hustle Experts. So it wasn't breast cancer, but it was this injury that made me lay flat on my back and say, what does the future hold for me? Mm-hmm. And that story began with you in 2017.
Correct. Yeah. I was diagnosed with breast cancer, stage 2B triple negative breast cancer in 2017. In April of 2017, went through chemo and I had a double mastectomy and reconstruction. And I'm good still to this day, knock on wood.
Where's the wood?
Where is it? And just knew that after my diagnosis, I needed to do something to give back. And so I started soul searching for a while and, Check for a Lump gave me my wig when I was going through treatment. And I was lucky to be honored at their gala the following year. And just kind of started to volunteer and really fall in love with the organization. And happenstance, you never know what's going to happen. And just in 2020, it kind of like came up like, hey, we need somebody to help us with outreach. And would you be, available and interested? I'm like, sign me up.
Wow.
This sounds amazing. And then, of course, pandemic and whatever, blah, blah, blah. But then I was lucky enough to come back on in official capacity in 22. And I took over in 23 as the executive director. So, I just love what we do every day and helping people in our community.
You were also the grant recipient for
a wig.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And so let's talk about that because I think that a lot of women don't realize there's so many resources available to them.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when you're going through cancer, it's it's tough. You have your good days, you have your bad days. And for women, our hair, it really truly is part of our identity. Mm-hmm. And when you have that taken away, not by choice, it's very, very difficult. It's very emotionally challenging, and you feel like you're losing a part of yourself. And for me, it was the hardest part about breast cancer was losing my hair because it was so much a part of who I was. I usually have different colored hair. Right now I have normal hair, as we call it.
What's normal?
Just for a couple of months out of the year, I do normal hair. But most of the time it's like various shades of pink and purple and maroon. And just, I like to have fun with it. And, and losing your hair is just, for me, it was heartbreaking. And, when you go through treatment, it's expensive. And your insurance doesn't cover a wig because they consider it cosmetic. I'm like, well, clearly a woman did not write that clause.
A laugh moment during a hard conversation. Okay, I loved that.
And, it's just being able to have the wig, like as a grant recipient for the wig, just give me one less thing to have to worry about. I could feel normal. I could have that sense of dignity back. I could go to the grocery store, go to my daughter's school, go out to dinner, and not be the cancer patient.
And your daughter was about 17 at the time?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was like 16, 17.
When you were diagnosed. Was there something obvious for those listening and viewing who sometimes they do their self-check, sometimes they don't, sometimes they go do their scan, they can let years go by. What was a moment for you when you thought, I think I need to go get this looked at?
So I was bad. I will admit, I will always be the first to admit I didn't do self-checks, and I should have been doing self-checks. My bra was irritating me, and I took it off, and I was scratching where it was irritating me, and I was like, wait a minute, feels like there's a marble in there. That's not right. And so like I instantly knew something was wrong. And so I called my doctor, of course, and they get me in and, and went and did the diagnostics and all of that. And, ended up within a few weeks from when I found it to when I was in the chemo chair for my first treatment was a month. So it was very fast paced. So I very much advocate for people to be doing their self-checks. Like you're supposed to do it every month. And, there's multiple different ways to do it. Standing, sitting, laying down, look in the mirror, do it in the shower, all the different things because gravity affects us differently, and so that's why we always encourage laying down as well. But being aware of what's going on in your breast
and noticing
changes and not just your breast though, but like your whole self. Pay attention when something doesn't feel right.
And be an advocate for yourself.
Exactly. And don't just, if a doctor says you're fine, it'll go away. If it doesn't, or if you know in your gut that something isn't right, advocate. Say like, no, this is not right. I need somebody to take me seriously. And so, as a strong, independent female, it's easier for us to say, nope, this isn't right. So I encourage any of the women out there that are a little bit more shy or timid or maybe not as independent or outspoken, don't be afraid to be.
Use your voice.
Use your voice. Speak up when something's not right, especially in our bodies.
So Check for a Lump has evolved from just providing wigs now to doing so much more.
Yes.
Let's talk about some of the offerings you give the community.
Sure. So we actually started as a call to action on Facebook. Our founder had breast cancer, and she has such an amazing community behind her that she knew she wanted to give back. And when she was talking with the women in her community, she realized they didn't really fully know what breast cancer was. And so she really wanted people to be educated about breast cancer and ways to lower your risk, and doing your self-checks. So it really started as a simple, statement. Don't be a chump, check for a lump.
Oh, don't be a chump, check for a lump.
Yeah.
I love
and
that.
It was, our whole thing is we understand cancer sucks, but you can have fun and still and be lighthearted and And so, everything we do within our organization, we try to incorporate positivity. So we have the education portion, which is a magazine, and we do education presentations on risk reduction and prevention, all sorts of things. And then we have our WIG program was the second program that was added to the nonprofit to give that sense of dignity back to women when they're going through treatment. And it's just one little thing that means so much.
Let's talk about the WIG program. How are they provided? Where do people go to find out more information?
Sure.
How do they qualify?
If a woman going through breast cancer treatment that causes her to lose her hair, and she lives in the state of Arizona, those are the requirements.
Wow.
You go to our website, checkforalump.org.
And we'll put that in the show notes.
And you can go to our website and go under the WIG program, and the information is in there. We always, shameless plug here, we always need funding, donors,
of course,
to help continue our work.
Plug. This is important work.
It is. And we can't keep doing what we're doing without the help of our community, and a WIG, while the dollar amount on what we pay might be up to $300, it's more than just that, like it's reaching out and talking to our WIG clients and then continuing to provide services for them past the WIG with our support programs, which are, very much needed. Once you're diagnosed, we say you're a survivor from the day that you're diagnosed. And so we welcome newly diagnosed to 20, 30 years out and everything in between, and metastatic and previvors. Everybody is welcome in our circle of support. And we do fun events.
How many times a year do you do events?
So
what's the next one coming up?
So the next one is Vision Boards, and it's on it's the first week of February.
Oh, okay.
So it's coming up here like in a few days, actually.
It is.
And so we take that time to really kind of look into ourselves and say, okay, these are the things that I would like to do this year. It could be fun. It could be serious. It could be anything in between. And we flip through magazines and we set our intentions. We cut and paste.
So it's an in-person event.
It's an in-person event. And so we talk about it. And, one of the ladies might be like, hey, I need a beach vacation. Who's seen a picture of a beach vacation?
How many are these all survivors and women going through
they're all
right
survivors,
now?
whether they're currently in treatment or, after treatment.
Okay.
And then we also welcome their co-survivors. They're allowed to bring a co-survivor.
That's what I meant. Can family come?
Yes, family can come. A friend can come. So a co-survivor is somebody who has been with you throughout your journey, and it's just somebody that's important and to you through your treatment and beyond.
And anybody can be part of Check for a Lump.
Anybody
like you said.
can. Mm-hmm.
So if they're just now finding out about it and they went through breast cancer 10, 15 years ago.
Oh, absolutely. Come on over.
They can come.
Everybody's welcome.
And be
Everybody's
support
welcome.
and a volunteer.
Yeah. So we do it once a quarter.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's always something different, but always something fun.
And do you have a newsletter that people can learn about if they register for?
Yeah, we have a monthly newsletter. They can sign up through our website for the monthly newsletter. A lot of times we have our monthly newsletter on our website as well. And we have a blog that we post like different articles from different staff members.
So when women are coming in to look for a WIG, are they with somebody who's helping them also get fitted for it? So that it doesn't maybe feel like, so they know how to wear it with dignity as well?
So we partner with local wig shops to provide the wigs. Okay. So we have I think we're at 6 different wig shops throughout Arizona.
Wow. Okay.
That we partner with. And so the women apply on our website, we approve them, and they get to pick the wig shop that they go to. Okay. And so they'll work directly with the wig shop and the wig specialist to pick that perfect wig.
Oh, how
And we always encourage them to bring somebody with them, and always to try, if they can, to go before they lose their hair. So their wig specialist can help them find the wig that matches their current hair. if that's what they want.
Right.
You never know. Some people are like, hey, I've always wanted to have, long, beautiful, flowing locks. And so that's the wig they pick. So
wow.
we always encourage people to do that and, to bring somebody along to help them because it's a very emotional experience.
So you mentioned something earlier about the expense of going through. And I had firsthand an experience, a couple times, but last year my brother passed away of colon cancer, and I just couldn't believe the amount of bills and all. Thank goodness for my parents and some government insurance that was able to help him through that, and he didn't go through it alone. But I also gather that there are women who are going through this alone, and they don't have a buddy. Right. And they don't have a support system. And maybe they can't drive. And maybe they have found you and they would love a wig, but they can't get there. Do you offer support in that capacity as well?
We do. One of our wig shops is an independent woman who travels to the women, to their homes or wherever they are.
Okay.
If they can't go out, if they don't have somebody to take them, or if they don't feel comfortable going out in public because they worry about, if they're immunocompromised.
Exactly, right? I know that's a big deal.
And so we do have one person within our wig program that goes to the women to where they are.
Do you guys have a travel trailer or anything that is mobile for you yet?
Not for our wig program.
Okay.
We partner with other imaging companies here in the Valley.
Okay.
To provide our mammogram program, which we haven't talked about yet.
So yes, let's jump into this.
Yes. So our mammogram program is for women who are uninsured.
Okay.
They have to live in the state of Arizona. They have to be at least 35, and they haven't had a mammogram in the last 12 months.
Okay.
So that one's a little bit more specific because of requirements for the imaging company.
Okay.
And then also like our grants that help us provide these services.
Okay.
So a woman who needs a mammogram, she would apply on our website.
Okay.
And then we connect her with one of the mobile events that we do. And we do anywhere from 12 to 24 a year, depending on our funding.
Okay.
And we can service 16 women at each one of those events with a free screening mammogram. Now, a lot of the times you can get your screening mammogram and you get your result and you're like, okay, everything's good. We'll see you in a year. Other women need follow-up diagnostic tests. Sometimes it's just a diagnostic mammogram and ultrasound. Sometimes that's all the way through a diagnosis with a biopsy.
Okay.
And we cover the cost of all that diagnostic testing up to a diagnosis or an all clear.
Okay.
Which we're always hoping for an all clear.
Sure.
Which we have the best club, but we don't want anybody else to join it.
I love that.
It's not a club that we you want people to join, but we will welcome anybody who does join our club with open arms. But, it's important for us in our mammogram program that we provide that continuum of you've got an abnormal result on your screening mammogram. If you didn't have money for your screening mammogram, how are you going to have money for the follow-up tests to know? And then you're living with this fear of, I have something that's not right. I don't know what it is, but I can't afford to figure it out. So that's why it's so important for us to be able to provide those answers.
Well, I really want to talk about that funding piece because we were having a pre-conversation before we came in to record today about creating visibility around your stewardship for your nonprofit.
Yes.
And in that space, I've interviewed many now and on the show and just in person, and also the network that I'm in, that we're involved in, eWomen Network. You were one of our grant recipients where you received $6,000 from our community. We raise money through our funding, our raffle and our foundation and our auctions at our meetings. So I'm super proud of that because in 4 years of being the managing director, we've raised almost $62,000, I believe.
That's incredible.
And we've been able to give 6 grants, and then we're looking for our next one this year. It's a local nonprofit. But what I realized is sometimes people will say, well, they've already raised their 1 million or they're at 2 million and I want to support the one who's at 50,000 or 40, or I want to help them get started. And funding, especially for this, is never not needed.
Exactly. There's always a need for additional funding because there's always another woman. There's always another person out there. And, real side little thing here is that, breast cancer doesn't just affect women. Men can get breast cancer too. It's a lot more rare, but they can still get it. So, and we have helped men in the past. So any men out there, if you're needing assistance, if you see anything wrong, reach out to us because, we're here to help. And we want to help as many people as we can. And without that funding that is very much needed, then, we can't do what we do. And those diagnostic tests can run upwards of $5,000-$6,000.
Do you have statistics on average how many women you've been or people that you've been able to support and help since the inception of Check for a Lump?
Oh my goodness. So many. So the latest numbers that are in my brain, I have not updated them for the current year yet.
Okay.
So we have, with our education program, we have provided education to over 730,000 people. So a lot of that, comes through our educational magazine.
Sure.
Website, because we have that on our website. So there people all over the world have visited our website to download our magazine, which is incredible.
Yes, let's talk about that magazine. So what types of people, what types of information are in it? And are you ever looking for collaborative partners to support you in writing it or contributing to it?
Absolutely. All of that. So, so we do, we have breast health like facts, like statistics and what the latest numbers are for the year. And then we also have information on lowering your risk. So that can look like anything from like a holistic standpoint to a medical standpoint and, kind of everything in between that integrative medical side of things. And, we always like to say we're not doctors. So take everything with a grain of salt, make sure that you review everything with your physician before you implement it. But simple things like having plants in your home, and eating healthy, eating whole foods, making sure you eat the rainbow with your fruits and vegetables, having all of the colors on your plate. So a lot of things that we talk about in our magazine are ways to lower your overall risk of developing any kind of cancer. And it can also translate to other diseases as well, like heart disease or diabetes, because we're very much about, taking care of the whole body. And just providing that information. And we like to have different articles each year. And, so like the magazine's always got something new in it. So
is it monthly?
It's yearly.
Oh, so one
it is
year.
Yearly.
Okay.
So, and we do a mid-year production now.
Okay.
So the new one will be out in July of this year.
So
but people can download past versions off of our website.
Oh, that's good to know. All right.
Yeah.
As you are growing the outreach, you serve Arizona community, anybody in Arizona?
Anybody in Arizona. Okay. Regardless of age, gender, nationality, it does not matter.
Okay.
Cancer affects everybody equally.
Are you looking for volunteers currently?
We always need volunteers.
What specific things do you as somebody's listening, do you look for in a volunteer?
So our volunteers vary.
Okay.
So we need people that are passionate about helping, that want to be there.
Okay.
I think that's the key thing with any kind of volunteer. I am so sorry.
It's okay.
Do we edit?
No, we're good.
My daughter.
It's okay.
Volunteer, it's important for volunteers to have a passion, to want to be there.
Okay.
Because if they don't want to be there and they're being forced to be there, Well, why?
Right.
Why?
So are they women? Are they men? Are they both?
We have
are they families?
men, women, kids, like the whole age range.
So what kind of things do the volunteers do?
So they will pack super survivor kits. They can deliver our kits to women that are going through treatment.
Okay. What's in a kit?
Oh my goodness, so many things. So, and that's part of what our volunteers help us with. So we have of course, we have our magazine in there and an activity book and colored pencils or fuzzy socks and chemo caps if it's a person who's going through chemo. We have our hot cold packs that our volunteers help make. And so they are filled with rice and essential oils. And it's just this nice thing that you can put in the freezer, the microwave, and you can put around your shoulders because it's like, it smells so good with the comforting essential oils. We make eye masks. Again, with like rice and essential oils. So like with lavender, and you can just relax and take a moment for yourself. And then we also make non-toxic products because one of our, things with our education is making sure that you lower your toxicity level.
Okay.
With the products that you make. So our volunteers make our laundry detergent, our lip balm, candles can be very toxic. So we make our own candles so that they're non-toxic. And we also make soap, like, bar soap.
Do you sell any of that on your website, or these only go in the kits?
They only go in the kits. But if somebody is very interested in making a donation so that they can get some of our non-toxic products, we would be happy to discuss that with them and figure out how to make that work.
Well, that sounds like that could be a marketing zone of genius there. Like
right?
Something maybe that you haven't thought of as a way to also raise some money. But I know there's things with nonprofits. You have lanes you have to be careful in. I have such a respect for 501c3s because it is a tax status. It is not, people get confused thinking a 501(c)(3) means we can't run it like a business or raise money. And it's a tax status. It is meant to bring in funding and then support the mission and the message.
Exactly.
And I think people need to remember that. Not only those that are the CEOs of nonprofits, but also those looking to donate. And one of the things that I think is the most important thing an entrepreneur or solopreneur can do, and I started this in 2009 when I went out on my own after being in a company with my husband for 17 years. We worked together. We found a way to feed children every month, and I was donating to that before I was ever profitable in my business. And I joined that company and started working with them when just before Christmas. And my kids knew about it, and there was a video we could watch of how many kids, it was just a ticker tape of how many kids were getting fed, like daily or minute by minute by minute. And my youngest was 9, and he would come home and want to jump on the computer. How many kids have we fed, Mom? How many kids have we? And they wanted, instead of to gift each other Christmas presents that year, they wanted to donate to the Nourish the Children program. And I learned right then and there that the why of starting a business and keeping you going and what makes an entrepreneur pick up the phone one more time or reach out to one more person or find a way to be successful when they partnered with a mission-driven company, so a nonprofit. And we had committed as a family every month before I was profitable in my business. And that has been an ongoing, sustaining through line that I tell my clients about. Who can we partner with that you are giving to every month? You've made a financial contribution. Now, it can be time as well, but time can get a little tricky because people can move the time on their calendar. And you can decide to not do an automatic deposit as well. But something about that funding or that commitment.
Exactly.
Ashley, I'm committing to $100 a month or $25 a month. Here's my check. I just want you to know I'm in business to support women, or I'm in business for XYZ. And I know that this is going to be amazing. And by the end of the year, I want to be able to increase that number. But I just wanted you to know who I was and what I was doing for you. I have found that mission with the message so impactful for these entrepreneurs. And they put the logo on their website and other people can go click on it and you become a power partner.
That would be amazing. I mean, and we have amazing donors and people that give and support us through whether it's time, talent, or treasure. And having that, knowing that we have impacted somebody with our mission, with our programs, enough that they want to give back to our program so that we can continue our mission, so that we can continue helping the people of Arizona. It's hard to find words for that because it's so impactful and it's so heartfelt that, it just means that we're doing good work, and it means we can help more people. And that's really what we want to do. So we want to help more people.
I love that. And I love that even though you focus on Arizona, you do have a global outreach of education.
We do. Yes.
So if you had a magic wand by the end of 2026, Ashley, what would that look like for Check for a Lump?
Oh, I mean, I would love to win the lotto and have it completely funded for years to come. But I'd like to be able to offer every woman that comes through Check for a Lump the ability to get that wig that they need, that mammogram that they need. We currently have a wait list of several hundred people.
I was just going to ask, how many people are you having to turn away right now?
We have at least 100 women in our mammogram program that we have to turn away, unfortunately, because we just don't have the funding for that.
What's the cost to sponsor a woman with a wig? If somebody was listening right now and said, I want to sponsor 5 women this year, what's that look like? So
that would be, let me do some quick math in my head.
Yes.
So we know the cost of the wig, but for the whole program, $500. So 500 times 5 women, that's $2,500 for the year.
Okay.
So that makes a huge impact. And 5 might not seem like a very big number, but when you realize that you're not just giving $500, you're giving that woman her dignity back and that sense of self where she can feel confident and go back out into the world.
So if you contributed $100 a month, you could support 2 women every year.
Exactly.
I love this.
So
I just wanted to put that in context for people who are listening.
Yeah.
That's so important. And I'm thinking right now, you've got your book clubs, you've got all these different organizations. If 5 came together as a community and said, we're each donating 100, that would be one woman that those 5 women could support.
Absolutely.
And I love that.
And one thing that we are launching this year, so this is the community's first hearing about this.
Here we go. You ready? Drum roll.
We are doing a campaign called Get One, Give One. So for those women or any gender that can afford, because it's more than just a man and a woman.
Okay.
In our community these days, there's all types of people out there.
Okay.
However they identify.
Okay.
So I want to make sure to include the whole community.
Okay. Humanity in general. Okay.
So for those people that are able to afford their screening mammograms, whether they have the funding to be able to do that, they have the insurance that is able to do that.
Okay.
We ask that they get one and then they give one. So they donate $160 or any amount that they can.
But the wish is $160.
But the wish is $160.
Okay.
To provide a free screening mammogram to another woman who can't afford it.
Oh, wow. I love this idea.
Get one, give one.
Yeah. Okay. And they can people can find more about that on
our website. Yeah.
Well, Ashley, everybody who comes on a guest to Be Visible with Veronica receives a gift from me to always remember that what you do in the world creates sunshine. And it has a glow effect that is never ending. So this is my curated box of Hello Sunshine gifts. I just want you to have.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh, I can't wait to see what's in all the goodies.
And just remember that you were, on the show and you made a difference, and your episode will continue to be heard and felt and seen, and we will put all the contact information in the show notes. So whether you're listening to it right now or you're watching it on YouTube, you know how to find Ashley, and you know how to support Check for a Lump. And drop your comments if you want to reach out to her also directly, because many of our guests will reply if you find that easier. And thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story.
Thank you for having me. I hope we reach one person today and remind them to do that self-check, to go get that mammogram.
Because your legacy matters, and you can't enjoy what you're doing if your health is not in check.
Exactly.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you next week. Bye for now. Thanks for tuning in to Be Visible with Veronica. If today's episode sparked something in you, share it, tag me, and pass it on. Your presence has power, and the world is better when you let it be seen. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and keep showing up as the unstoppable force you were born to be. I'll see you next time.